Yo, what's going down, Commanders? Hope everyone's doing fine this morning. Just a little fucking thing that's been nibbling at me for the last couple of days or even weeks. I see a post, a screenshot of Kixeye saying they're going to do something about the Humvee spam. And what I think they're going to do with the Humvee spam is I think they're going to change it so it takes a certain amount of time to spawn the infantry from the Humvees. So if you can't just keep sending them in and out in that base. In my mind, they're not utilising what they've already got in the game. The Humvee spam is not a problem. The problem is Kixeye not looking further than their own noses to notice that there's already a unit in the game that could counter the Humvee. And Strike Ops is the perfect event that they could bring this unit and update this unit, give it to a reasonable level. And you know what? It could be carried across to the Sector Breach event as well. Other than fucking actually nerfing the unit that everyone's got used to, everyone's kind of enjoying it, and Kixeye have decided, well, we're not making no more money out of these. Everyone's worked out how to use these without costing them much money. But let's take a step back before you start nerfing or changing the way something works once again, like they did with the Proteus. Let's look at things logically. Let's go into a building and let's have a look at what we can do to nullify this spam. And it's a very, very fucking simple solution that would work for both PvP and Sector Breach at the same time. So let's scroll down to the unique units. Actually, let's go into this tab. This is a little bit better. Into the unique units, and we go down a little bit and we go to round about there. This is the ideal unit. It shoots up to 15 targets or some shit like that. So and it's got a cloak, so you can hide it against the unis. So if the unis don't fly directly over it, it won't uncloak. They won't be able to target it. And when they do use the spam, if this was up to spec, up to date, we could actually use this to counter the spam of the Humvees. And it's the same vein for Sector Breach. Kixeye could use this in Sector Breach to counter the Humvee spam. Instead of nerfing a unit, you could fucking bring a unit back into the game to make the game more interesting for everyone else. But no, Kixeye's only logic or only thought process is how do we get rid of this unit every single time. And it's very annoying. It's very fucking frustrating to sit here and say, you've got they've got gold in this fucking, in these units that they no longer want to utilise. There's gold. There's so much to be taken. There's so much you can add to these units to improve them, other than remake or rehashing old shit time and time and time again. Look at what we've got and then go for it, and then go, right, okay, how do we improve on this? How do we stay? You know, they must have fucking had it in their head when they produced the Humvees. They must have thought, well, people are going to manipulate these. We're very resourceful as players. We will use everything and work every little detail out on every single unit. And quickly as well. It won't take weeks or months. It takes hours, literally hours, to work out how to use these units. So, Kixeye, all I'm suggesting, instead of going, right, we're going to nerf shit, which is what you're going to do. If you're going to make the Humvees to the point where they just don't do what they did originally, that's a nerf, no matter which way you look at it. Look at the bigger picture sometimes and say, well, hang on a minute, have we got an already made unit? This is an already made unit that can counter the Humvees. But it needs updating. We need some levels on it, maybe an extra tech, maybe an armor up. Whatever. Kixeye need to look at things like the bigger picture rather than so narrowly focused on one thing. They narrowly focus on the Proteus instead of going, well, hang on, how do we stop this and look at the wider picture? They've done exactly the same with the Humvees. From what I've seen from that part, I can't find the post. Someone took a screenshot of it. I think it was either Teledius or Drake that posted it. If Teledius posted it, in my eyes, he's more important to the Kixeye team than what Drake is. Drake's just a gopher. He's just the guy that's at the front for Kixeye on their warcommander Discord. Teledius is more important than Drake, in my opinion. So if he said it, we've got to look at it and take it seriously. But if Drake said it, Drake's probably just fucking waffling out of his arse. So it could go one of two ways with him. But I just wish Kixeye would just look at things, look at the bigger picture. Say, look, they've got ready-made units to counter some stuff. it boggles my mind. It really does. And it just makes no sense that they can't see further than their own fucking noses. You know, we don't spend all this time in a game just to have a unit get nerfed and then forgotten about. We love to, especially when they update older units and bring them back into the game in a way where it improves on what we had, or it makes things more interesting. And that's where we need to have the game go, is we want interesting shit in the game. We want to be right, it's kind of like getting a new unit. If the Kraken was updated, we'd have to, everyone's forgotten how to use it properly. So we go, right, we're back at square one. Let's work out how to work these out. And that, I'm telling you, if it killed the infantry that spawned from the Humvee, it's ideal for fucking, without putting a nerf in the game, without nerfing the unit, you've got an already made counter to the unit. It makes me fucking so mad. I don't know, guys. You know, there's a lot of things that they could put into the game. They didn't need to put these new legendaries in here, the anti-air legendaries. It was only because they wanted to give us new units over increasing the stats on an older unit. You know, and they're exactly the same thing. Where are we? That is the Sea Wizard. Just a reskin. Slight reskin. They're not even tried hard to change it. But no, they wanted, instead of going, right, we're going to update the... Although I like them to be legendary, so I'm not going to argue there, but they could have just updated the Sea Wizard and it would have been fine. It's backwards. Sometimes the way this company works is backwards. They never look at things and say, right, let's have a look what we've got in the armory, or within our unit, what we've already got in the game. What can we use as a counter to some of this stuff? Boggles the mind, guys. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I ain't going to rattle on for any longer. We will be live later on tonight, 1800 hours GMT. Fingers crossed I'm home, guys. I've been working my arse off this week. So hopefully I'll be home and doing it normal time. I'm not waiting for the damn time, 6 o'clock, as always. Hopefully I'll see you there. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.